We'd like to welcome you to the Seattle Study Club virtual classroom. This is the director's facilitation guide for the breakout rooms you will be participating in during the programs, the first of which begin on April 14th, Dr. Gerard Sheesh. Many of you have selected most of the sessions to participate in group discussions. Some of you, however, have chosen to not participate in group discussion in every session. If you happen to come into a meeting where you're not having a group discussion, at this point your members will simply take a break and they will not be assigned to a breakout room. Normally what we will be doing is exiting the virtual ballroom. As you exit the virtual ballroom, you'll come into the main breakout room. This is what you will see as you enter the main breakout room. We will be waiting somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 minutes for people to enter the breakout room. Once they do, once we have waited that time, you will see a pop-up on your screen directing you and your members to enter their virtual breakout rooms, which will be only for you and your club. So we will meet you in your breakout room in just a moment. As you enter your breakout room for your study club, this is the view you will see. And there are 3 steps you're going to need to take immediately. Step 1, I want you to hit the escape key on your keyboard so that you exit full screen mode from Zoom. Step 2, in the upper right-hand corner of your Zoom window should be an icon with 9 dots. If you hover over that icon, you will see it say Gallery View. I want you to make sure you are set in Gallery View. I want you to click Gallery View, and this is what you should see, which is in essence a Brady Bunch type look. The third thing I want you to do is go to the bottom of your screen and click on the chat box, because that will open next to your Brady Bunch video window, the chat box, which will house both questions for you to discuss during this 30-minute breakout session. So as a facilitator, the number one thing you need to do is absolutely be clear. You need to set the rules of engagement so that you don't run into conference call-itis in having a group discussion, especially on video chat. So the first thing I would do, and we're recommending that you do, is make sure everyone in the group can hear you. And the way I would do it is to say, everyone who I'm looking at, if you can hear my voice, please just give me a physical thumbs up on the screen so I can see that you can hear me. Fantastic. So everybody's there. The next thing I'm going to ask each of you to do that's participating in this group is mute your line. And in the lower left-hand corner of your screen is a little microphone icon. If you click on that, your line will be muted. The reason we do that is the audio tends to fight over itself if multiple people are talking at once. The third thing you need to do here is let everybody know in your group, so Carla, Diana, Janelle, Lisa, Mike, Craig, Kristen, Delcy, and Shada, if you're not in Gallery View, please go to the upper right-hand portion of your screen and click on Gallery View, because you should be looking at everyone in the group participating in a Brady Bunch style grid. Is everybody, give me a thumbs up if you're looking at me in Gallery View, if you can see pretty much everybody that's participating. Fantastic, everybody's there. I'm going to facilitate this session. If you want to participate, what I'm going to ask you to do is physically raise your hand. I'll be able to see that, and then I will call on you. Again, that way we're not talking over each other. One of the things I do want to make sure you do is, if you unmute your microphone, please avoid any additional external noise in the room, because if you're on your microphone while you're typing, it's very hard to hear what's happening, to hear them both at the same time. So please don't type or be eating or doing anything else while you're speaking or while your microphone is on. So we will now move into the session. So our group, the Seattle Study Club, has just participated in a virtual ballroom lecture with Carrot Top. He was amazing. He was hilarious and funny, and we had a really good time. But Carrot Top has now given us 2 questions to discuss. So the first question is, and my recommendation to you as a director is, you pose the initial question, then you call on someone to answer the question. Again, then we're not all waiting for each other to engage, and it gives everybody else in the group the opportunity to start to think about what they want to contribute or questions they want to ask. The first question Carrot Top has given us is, if you were stuck on a deserted island for the rest of your life, what one album would you want to listen to? The only album you could listen to for the rest of your life, what album would that be? And because she is married to a DJ, we're going to ask Lisa Nikon to unmute her line and answer that question or give us her thoughts first.
Okay, Greg, that's a tough one. I would have to say Bob Marley.
So you can see the discussion will start to take a life of its own as people maybe want to make a comment on the album choice or ask a question. Which Bob Marley album? Why Mamma Mia? Whatever it is. As that starts to peter out, and you're going to want to manage time because we're giving you 30 minutes for this discussion, I would look to, at about 15 minutes into the discussion, move to the second question. However, it is your breakout room. So if you feel like the discussion around the first question is really strong, let it go for a little bit. But as the discussion starts to peter out, you'll move to the second question. Okay, thank you. I do want to make sure we get to the second question. So the second question that Carrot Top has asked us to discuss or to answer is, if you were stuck on a deserted island for the rest of your life and had to eat the same meal every day, what would that meal be? And the most carnivorous eater in our group happens to be Mike Gergen. So Mike, I'm going to ask you to start with your thoughts on that question.
I'm definitely going to go with a big, juicy burrito.
And like bean only, beef and bean, what are we talking about here?
Well, I get a lot of variety in here. It's not just one thing. So, if you're thinking about burritos, it's kind of like Bubba Gump. You can have all kinds of different burritos. So I'm just going to go with a bean burrito. I'm going to go with the chicken burrito. I'm going to go with a veggie burrito.
Oh, fantastic. And I see Shada shaking her head. You want to jump in here, Shada?
I do. So I'm in on that burrito choice. I think it's a great one. We used to play a game like this, except it was, if you were stuck on a deserted island and had to eat the same meal every day, what would the worst meal be? Like, what would the one song play?
Okay, hang on just a second there. I think that would be fun to do. But I do want to make sure we stay on track. And it looks to me like Janelle wanted to jump in here. So hang on just a second, Shada. Janelle, what did you want to say?
No, I'm with Mike. I definitely think the burrito's a solid choice because you could break it apart into many combinations.
Yeah, I'm French fries all the way. So, but what I wanted to demonstrate there with what we were doing is, and I had asked Shada to shift the subject and just keep talking. You may have individuals who want to dominate the discussion or who want to shift the discussion. And it's your job, as they take a breath, to call on someone else, to engage other people in the discussion so that they're not dominating the 30 minutes of your discussion. At the end of the 30 minutes, we'll actually see another window pop up that says your breakout session is about to end. So what you will ask your members to do is please click on that button and return to the main session. You've exited your private breakout room. You are now back in the main or primary breakout room. Couple of points to remind you about. Number one, there will be a Seattle Study Club staff member in and out of your breakout session throughout the discussion in case there are any technical issues you have. The reason we have you come back to this room is at this point, everyone will be instructed to go down and open the chat box, click on the chat icon at the bottom of their screen, and there is a link there that will take them back to the main virtual ballroom for our final discussion and Q&A in this scenario with Carrot Top on April 14th with Jerry Sheesh. So hopefully that was helpful for you in preparing to facilitate your group breakout sessions during the virtual classroom. And we'll look forward to seeing you at our first virtual classroom on April 14th.